I'm Rod Sterling. You're listening to the Zero Hour.
Suspense. I'm the Whistler.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Who is it?
The Fat Man.
Presents The Man Called X.
The Mysterious Traveler.
Another journey into the realm of the strange and terrifying. I hope you will enjoy the trip, that it will thrill you a little and chill you a little. So settle back, get a good grip on your nerves. Where are we going? You'll find out when we get there.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Drama and Theater, brought to you by Duane Old Time Radio. Drama and Theater features some of the best programs from the golden age of radio, including Escape, The Fat Man, Suspense, The Whistler, Zero Hour, Yours Truly Johnny Dollar, and many, many more. Before we start today's drama, if you enjoy what I'm doing, let me ask you to subscribe to my channel. Subscribing is 100% free, and you will receive notifications on new posts. Lastly, if you have a moment, write a short 1 or 2 sentence review or give a rating on your preferred podcast service. A positive review or rating would help me out a lot. And now, on to the drama. And thank you for your support, as always. Hello. April is here. We're going to start the month of April with CBS Radio Mystery Theater. 2 episodes as normal. The Unearthly Gift, the 65th episode. And then The Black Cat, their 66th episode. I'm sorry I don't have the dates in front of me, so I'll get back to the dates.
Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. All peoples have their separate legends, their superstitions, and their fears. Julius Caesar once said that all Gaul is divided into 3 parts. But whatever their political alignments, the Gallic people shared their legends in common, and none more persistent and accepted than the belief in the second sight. Usually called a gift, but one wonders if perhaps it is far more the reverse of that. Our mystery drama, The Unearthly Gift, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Ian Martin and stars Betsy Palmer. Let's begin with 2 definitions of second sight. The unearthly capacity to see things impossible for ordinary people to see, or the ability to foretell events in the future from the shadows they cast before them. A talent bequeathed to a large, raw-boned, and rather plain girl called Ruth Ann Mitchell. She and her grandmother, Bridget Carney, are the only women at a lumber camp high in the Bitterfoot Range, which sprawls across Idaho, Washington, and half of British Columbia. Ruth and Granny cook and keep house for the lumberjacks.
And what can I say, Mamselle? And Granny, we feel very bad, especially Big Red. He was up there with Jason.
I told him 100 times to use a double rig, but he never wanted to listen.
Where is Jason?
He is in the wagon, Miss Ruth. I will have to take him down the mountain to Rockfall and the main office.
I want to see him.
No, I think that is not a good thing. He fell 500-600 feet into that ravine.
I want to see him. Let her, if she wants. Now, you'll hurry back. Just as soon as I'm sure Jason gets a burial be fitting him. You've got room to take me, Frenchie.
Ah, mais oui. If you are sure you must.
It's what I owe him. Not enough, but all I can do. Oh, Granny, if I knew, why couldn't I have stopped it? How can you hold back the hand of God, child?
Espèce de diable. This is one bad road.
You want me to drive, Frenchy?
You, woman.
Well, I know it like the back of my hand. My daddy was a straw boss at Greenwood's camps, and from the time I was 11, I grew up there.
And your father, when did he die?
Oh, in the big fire. When the South Slope burned up.
And your mother?
She died having me.
So you stay on with Granny. She is your only family?
Yes. All I have to love.
And Jason, too, you lost.
Oh, Jason. Jason was kind to me.
Why do you stay at the lonely camp like Greenwood with a bunch of roughnecks like us?
Where else would I go?
To the city, no, where perhaps you find a nice young man who...
Me? A plain, awkward country gal who stands head high or higher than most men and knows nothing but to just cook and to do the chores.
Jason did not think you were so plain. What did you mean about Jason when you said you might have stopped it?
Well, I had sort of a dream. I mean, hours before you came back to camp. Just when it might have happened. I thought, Frenchy, that I saw the whole thing just the way it happened.
My family was from Bretagne in France. We are also like the Irish, what you say, Gaelic.
Yeah.
There also is the vue de l'ombre, what you say, the second sight. That is a gift you have.
I don't know, Frenchy. I just don't rightly know. I don't suppose I really ever want to know.
Pardon me, ma'am. You Miss Mitchell?
Yes, I am.
I'm Tim Farrell, new jack for Greenwoods. Told me down at the office I'd be riding up the mountain with you.
Well, that's right, Mr. Farrell. They're just gassing up the old Jeep. Have you got your gear ready?
Most of it. What you see on me? My duffel bag and axe are right there by the pumps.
Well, then I guess we're ready to go. Except first, I guess I should say howdy.
Ain't used to shaking hands with a lady, but put it there. How about making it Tim? I ain't used to Mr.
Oh, yeah, well, my name's Ruth Ann.
All right, Ruth Ann. Do we travel?
Best we do. It's a rough trail, and I really prefer going it while it's still light.
This old Jeep handles real nice. You were right about the trail. Maybe I should have let you drive.
Well, I knew you figured I shouldn't. It's kind of nice to be a woman and just to sit down. Besides, you handle the Jeep real good. Farrell, You couldn't be Irish.
Some generations back, mostly, though I'm just a roving lumberjack. Born in Montana, never been out of 7 northwestern states in the good old U.S. of A. I don't figure you for all of that Irish either.
Well, not so much on my father's side, but all the way down on my mother's. Oh, wait till you meet her mother, Granny Bridget. She cooks chow for all you jacks.
Good chow?
Best you've ever tasted.
And I'm in love with her already. Now, what do you do?
Well, I help her.
Well, now, there's something to consider.
If Granny comes through as strong as you promised, I may be half in love with you already without knowing.
Now, that Tim Farrell you brought back here 3 weeks ago. He's a charmer, he is.
I think so, too.
But what, dear?
Well, I don't know how to talk about it, Granny.
You see something in his future?
I don't want to talk about it yet.
Yet?
It just doesn't come clear. It's a full moon tonight. I reckon I'm just going to walk myself some more before I go to bed.
Is it Tim you're going to meet?
It's no one at all but my own thoughts. Or maybe just to be alone and remember Jason. Don't wait up for me, Granny.
I'll not close an eye till I know you're back home safe and sound.
Real pretty moon, ain't it, Ruth?
I suppose, Big Red.
I kind of hope you figure like I do that it ain't hung up there for nothing.
But don't look to me. I'm not your woman. Not now or ever could be.
You'd still shuck me off even with Jason gone?
Or with Jason here. You and me have nothing for each other. And don't you make no move to me, even with Jason not here to stand between us.
Big as you are, you think you could hold me off if I really had a mind to?
Look, I hope I don't have to try.
I don't guess you'll have to, Ruth Ann, as long as there are 3 of us.
Who asked you here, tenderfoot? Butt out.
If I'm not wanted. Ruth Ann?
Let's just not make no fuss, all right? I'm on my way back to bed anyways. Good night.
Why don't you mind your own business, Farrell?
I was about to ask you the same question.
I'm warning you. You're new on this crew. Don't ask for any trouble.
I don't. Just the same, don't push any on me, brother. And lay off of Ruth Ann. She don't like you no more than I do.
She come down to whoop so bad, eh? That even.
No sight more beautiful, no sound nearer the heart.
When you start stripping here, Big Red and me, we cut out the next big tumble, huh?
Okay.
Hand me the big kettle. There's a love, Ruth. Ruth?
Oh, I'm sorry, Granny. I was thinking of Tim Farrell.
Oh, I thought maybe that walk under the moon last night might not be all by yourself. Did you meet him then?
Yeah. Good, I did, too. Big Red was pestering me again, just like before Jason died.
You tell him he as much as lays a finger on you, and I'll put broken glass in his grits. Now, don't you let that blowhard bother you.
Well, it's not him that I'm worried about, Granny. It's Tim.
Why?
I'm trying to fight it. But I see it. There's death. The shadow of death over Tim's shoulder. And I'm somehow in the shadow, too. Oh, Granny, why do I have to see it? And then still know that I can't stop it?
Oh, now, Mavournin. Don't wreck your heart with what can't be changed.
I told you before, Granny. I won't sit by if...
What is it, Colleen? What are you staring at?
I see him now. They've topped a tree. And Tim's stripping it. He's all alone in a... No! I've got to stop it. I've got to stop it.
Dear Mary in heaven, watch over my lamb. Whatever the Lord has marked her for.
In silent supplication, an old woman prays for the one person she has left to love. A tortured girl with a terrible and unasked gift. What has that inner eye revealed to Ruth Ann as she races up the lumber trail to try to stop whatever threatens Tim Farrell? At the stand of trees, the lumberjack crew is thinning out. Frenchie and Chuck Turkle are on the big crosscut, finishing the high cut, while Big Red, having finished the notch, is now driving the wedges. Down the mountain, Tim is methodically stripping the branches from the topped tree, his back towards them. This is the picture Ruth Ann saw in her mind's eye, sees now in actuality as she struggles breathlessly up the slope.
Tim! Tim!
Ruth Ann.
What is it? Run from the tree!
I'm not in its path!
Look back! Look back!
What? Ruth! Ruth! Run to the side! Run to the side!
Find the dump line!
I sure would never want one closer than that. You are right, Ruth Ann.
You covered me with your body.
Well, you risked your life to try to save me. I can't figure why we're not playing pulp. That tree was headed straight for where I was standing. What made it turn aside just far enough to miss us?
The hand of God.
Miss Rose, Tim, are you all right?
No, it's all right, Frenchie.
I don't know what happened. Fall path was set for 45 degrees off your line.
That no good tree.
Sure you ain't neither of you hurt?
I took a pretty good lick across the back from one of the branches.
No, don't move, Tim.
No, I can't keep lying on you.
I know Miss Ruth is right. Charlie has gone for the stretcher crew. Don't move till they are here.
No, but I can't keep lying.
I don't mind, Tim. I don't want you to move.
You listen to a woman when she talk. If there is something and your back is broke, you move. You risk your life. Why take a chance?
Well, that was a powerful good bowl of soup, Ruth Ann.
I'm glad you liked it. Here, let me take the tray. How's your back today?
Oh, starvable. Now I know that there ain't nothing broke. I feel I better be getting back on my feet.
No, sir. You just stay right where you are till the doctor says that you can rise.
Ruth Ann, tell me something.
I can.
Where were you going when you come up the mountain that day?
Why do you ask?
I don't know. I had the feeling. I mean, they hadn't even yelled timber before you seemed to know that was a maverick tree, and it wouldn't fell right.
Well, maybe it was just intuition. I was born and bred in tree country and around camps, and look, I've got to get back down. Granny needs my help.
Ruth Ann?
Yeah?
I want to thank you for saving my life.
Well, if I had anything to do with it, I'm glad.
Maybe someday I can find a way to make up for it.
So it's taken you are with our boy upstairs. Tim. Well, he saved my life. I thought it was t'other way around. I mean, the branch he took across the shoulders would have caught me right across my neck, Granny, and snapped it like a chicken.
He's a good lad. Are you in love with him?
Tim's not for me, Granny. Or any man.
Oh, now, Makushla, what makes you say the like of that?
You know, Granny, I don't want the gift, but I can't escape it. It's like a lead weight around my neck. Or around my heart. Did my mother have it?
Kathleen? Yes, she did.
And did she know about my father?
Not before she married him, or she would never have married him. It never comes till we're well out of our teens.
But, Granny, did she know that he was to die so young?
She knew.
And about herself?
She knew that, too.
And knowing that I would kill her in childbirth, she still went ahead and had me?
Now, there's always the chance the good Lord will change his mind. Look at you and Tim.
Only he hasn't.
What?
Granny, I wish I could see it clearer. I stopped it once, but I don't know if I ever could again. Tim wears the shadow of violent death like a collar. And somehow I'm the one who's hanging it there. Oh, Granny. Granny, I don't know what to do.
Hey, Tim.
Hi, Jack.
How's it going?
Well, I reckon I'm about ready to come back and pull my weight. I'm getting tired of just chopping firewood.
Yeah, it's putting you back in shape, though.
I hope.
You sure are one lucky tree, Jack. When that big old tree kicked around and started to fall out of line, you was dead in its tracks. And then we seen Ruth Ann throw up her hands, and by Dad, if we both couldn't swear on a stack of Bibles, that old tree didn't just veer off to the left, so she just missed you.
I guess the wind caught her.
It must have been. Though I don't rightly remember any wind that day.
Chuck, I want to ask you if you remember something else about that day.
Well, sure, ask away.
You and Frenchie were making the saw cut. But Big Red cut the notch, and he was setting the wedges. Right?
Oh, yeah?
And that tree was lined up to fall due south?
Yes, sir, Tim. That was the line.
And you know I was working away on the east. 45 degrees, pretty near out of the fall line.
Oh, yes, you were for sure, Tim.
Then how come she turned so out of line?
Well, now, sometimes you'll get a tree that has a real tough core or twister on you.
You or Frenchie ever had that happen to you before?
Well, no. Not as you'd say, but I've heard tell.
How about Big Red?
Well, you'd have to ask him.
Doesn't he go around bragging he can fell a tree on a dime and he ain't never missed?
Well, I have heard him say that, but...
Yeah, well, maybe I just will go ask him.
Look here, Tim. You better watch your step. You get him riled up. Big Red is bad medicine.
Just a minute before you go inside, Chuck.
Oh, hi, Big Red.
What was you and Tim Farrell getting your heads so close together over up there by the woodpile?
Oh, we was just chatting.
I seen he was asking you a powerful lot of questions. I'd like to know them questions. And your answers.
Oh, Big Red, you're like to break my arm.
I might just do that if you don't loosen up.
Well, I don't want to make no trouble.
Any trouble I'll handle. You talk. Don't leave nothing out. I want every word.
Now, don't take on so, girl. You're in love with the boy. It's that, isn't it?
Yes, Granny. I am in love with Tim. But that's only a little part of it.
Now, don't be too sure. Is he in love with you?
Oh, Granny, how could he be? I'm a plain...
He won't go through that go-round again.
Granny, I'm trapped. First of all, I have the vision that all I bring Tim is danger. And second, well, if I want him to love me, how can I be sure that I'm not using the power to make him?
I brought you some fresh wood for the stove. Hey, did I break in on something?
Sure not at all, Tim. How are you feeling now?
Oh, I guess I'm about back to where I was, thanks to Ruth Ann.
You'll excuse me, Granny Bridget and Ruth Ann. I got a little business here, can't we?
You get yourself out of my kitchen, Red Pilly, and all your riff-raff with you.
Not till something gets straightened out.
Well, speak up and go.
I'm talking to you, Farrell. And this time you ain't hiding behind any skirts. Chuck Turkle here tells me you're bad-mouthing me. Trying to say I dropped a tree across your back.
I hadn't faced you with it yet. I wanted to get some more proof. But so long as you fetch the issue, that's what I have in mind.
Glad you laid it on the table.
Now, Ed, why you do this? Why you trying
Shut up, Frenchy. I'll handle this. Mr. Farrell, I'm calling you out. Pick your weapon. Knives, axes, peavey poles are just bare hands. You and me's got a claim to settle.
A claim?
Well, let's just call it a plain falling out.
Don't pay him any heed.
You keep out of this, Ruth Ann.
Indeed, I won't. You're like a bunch of children, except that you're playing with lies.
Ruth Ann, maybe I want to be caught out.
I'll stand no nonsense like this in my kitchen. Near under 50 years I've served this camp, and I've never tolerated brawling in my kitchen. So you'll all take yourselves out of here before I... Granny.
Come on, get no back, you old kids. Give us some air.
Oh.
Ruth Ann, is it her heart?
I don't know. I've never seen Granny sick before.
Frenchy, go bring the wagon. We're taking her to town and the nearest doctor.
You speak well. I bring the wagon to the door.
Granny?
It's nothing. It's just a little fainting spell.
Oh, darling.
Maybe I'm getting too old for so much excitement. Where's Ruth?
Oh, I'm right here beside you.
Put your arms around me, Makushla.
All right, now the rest of you stand back. Don't crowd.
Move back.
I'm still crowding you, Farrell.
Not now, Big Red. There's a time for everything. Yours and mine will come.
Name it.
When I take Ruth Ann and Granny Carney down the mountain and make sure Granny has proper care, I'll be back.
With Ruth Ann?
That's up to her. If I had my way...
If you're coming back, Tim, I'm coming too.
Why?
There are 45 lumberjacks that still got to be fed till other arrangements are made. Granny will insist on that, and then...
Then what?
Whatever's got to be unwound among us, it's going to take the three of us to do it.
How much does Ruth's second sight now see of the future? How much can she affect it? And how? Is the shadow of what's to come going to engulf her, or can it be dispersed and blown away? Is the unearthly gift something that can prevail against earthly circumstance? Rock Falls boasts a livery stable, 3 assorted garages, a choice of hotels, no hospital but a small clinic with 4 beds and a first-rate, if overburdened, general practitioner. It couldn't have mattered less. The most efficient and highly staffed hospital would not have saved Bridget's tired heart. Like a stout old watch, the bearings were worn, the mainspring slackened.
Are you there, Ruth Ann?
I'm here, Granny.
I'm going away, you know.
Oh, no.
Yes, I can see it in your eyes, Mavourneen. You know. Promise me something.
What?
You won't go back to that camp.
Granny, who's to cook for all the men?
Then find another. There ought to be something better in life for you.
I don't know what it should be.
You're telling me that you and Tim...
Granny, me and Tim are a dream of yours. Because you want only the best for me. But even if it could be, you know what lies between us.
The gift.
Or by another name. Curse.
Where is he now?
He's gone back to camp.
And you let him go?
How could I stop him? And I was needed here.
No longer. Now go and follow him.
And leave you here.
My time is used up. Come close.
Granny, I'm never very far away from you.
Soon you will be. Let me say this while I can. Some of us are the lucky ones. I was.
How?
I had the gift as well. Little I wanted it. It was clearer than yours. So I knew just exactly what to expect. I knew your grandfather, like your mother's poor husband, would have gone from me early.
Granny.
Forgive me, child. I was just looking down the long corridor of time that I've left behind. Where was I?
It doesn't matter, Granny.
Oh, yes. Yes, 'twas this. About the gift. It came to me late and left me early. I can wish you only the same. The earlier, the better.
You mean suddenly the second sight stopped? It wasn't there?
That's what I mean. If I still had it, wouldn't I be able to read better for what you're to do?
But how can you know if it's gone?
It's like love. When love comes, you can't mistake it if it's for real. And when the gift goes, you'll know it. Just as sure. I love you, Ruth Ann. My love shall make you free.
Granny. Granny? Oh, Granny. What will I ever do without you?
Mes amis, by the old logging rule, this contest is to the finish. By selection of both contestants, there is no weapon but the human hand. First, I ask each if they must fight. Big Red.
No man's gonna make the kind of charges Tim Farrell's been making about me behind my back.
And Tim?
Red Pelly rules this camp and all of you by fear. It's time someone challenged him. I'm doing that.
So you will come on set the bell. Are you both ready?
Let's get on with it.
Tim.
You heard the man. Let's get it over with.
What's going on?
Miss Holmes, where you come from?
The doctor drove me back. Stop it! Stop it!
No. It's old log camp custom. You mean no one can stop it till one man is out cold.
But he's too big and strong for Tim.
What I try to say, Miss Ruth, but your Tim feels he must fight.
Well, if you won't stop it, I will.
No.
Because I will it. Like this.
Okay, Tenderfoot. Now I'm gonna stomp the living hell out of you.
I'm not asking no mercy. Come on.
Just try to stop me. Just what?
Here's one last go. For luck. What the... Are you going to get up?
I can't.
You quit?
I give up.
Just take it easy. You're all right.
Ruth?
Yes?
Boy, it seems like I've been here before.
Now that Granny's gone and you're okay, I'm going away.
Well, if that's what you want. You've got your own life to live.
My own life.
I ain't got the right to say it, but I was sort of hoping that we'd be sharing it. But I got nothing to offer a woman yet.
We're just not for each other, Tim. Don't you know I'm a shadow over you? That it's through me that you're risking your life?
Appears to me it's through you it keeps getting saved.
Twice. The legend is the third time round fate has to take its course. There's another crook here now, and I'm not needed. Forget me, Tim. Please, just forget me. Oh, sorry,
Excuse me, Miss
Betsy.
Rhoda. Hey, how you feel, champ? Huh?
I feel like I got run over by a bulldozer. It'll mend.
Something else won't, huh? In the inside. Why did you make Miss Ruth cry?
It's kind of the other way around, Frenchie. I guess I took a wrong notion. I wanted to marry that girl.
But she does not want to marry you?
That's right.
Did she say why?
I don't know. She got some kind of crazy notion. She's a hex for me.
If she say that, then it is one big shame. She must be bad medicine for you. She knows.
How?
She has le don, the gift. She can read the future.
Oh, come on.
It is true. How do you think that big tree missed you that day? And how you make Big Red cry, Uncle?
The heck with superstition. That's no real problem. What is a problem is that a man needs money to marry. And what do I have to offer? What? Big Red.
I was just dragging what was left of me in here to say you whipped me fair and square and the best man won. You say you're leaving?
I'll be on my way by tonight.
Frenchie, what was that I heard him saying about he wanted to get hold of some money?
The poor devil. He wanted to get married, but he has no stake yet.
So he wants money real bad, huh?
Hey, Big Red. What are you doing so far from camp?
Oh, just stealing me a little breather, Chuck, and having a stroll.
Hefting your axe in your hand?
This here axe ain't mine. Belongs to Tim Farrell.
What you doing with it?
I got a use for it.
I wouldn't figure him to lend you anything of his.
He didn't.
He might get sore and take a notion to whoop up on you again when he finds out.
He's too busy packing up to leave camp.
Leave?
Yeah. Him and Ruth Ann. As soon as you get back with the Jeep. Reckon they think they're going to get spliced.
Well, how about that?
Give me a lift back to camp.
Oh, sure. Hop in.
Got the pay money?
Yes, right behind us in the sack.
All done up in them neat little envelopes, huh?
Just like usual.
It'd be a lot of money to steal. And there sure wouldn't be much doubt if a fella got caught quick enough just where it came from.
Huh? What you talking about?
Just keep on driving, Chuck. Only you take the road to the flume at the fork. I got some plans for you.
What are you doing with my gear, Red?
Oh, why, I was just going to carry it out to the Jeep for you.
I'll handle it myself. What's the Jeep doing outside there? Where's Chuck?
I reckon he took the payroll over to the straw boss. You drawing yours?
No.
And we'll ride over there and pick it up before I drive you and Ruth Ann down to town.
She's coming with us?
As if you didn't know.
There's something funny going on. This isn't the way to the straw boss's, huh?
Look out in back of you.
What?
Hey. Oh. Sure ain't, Mr. Loverboy. The road you're going this time, I'm sure you ain't coming back.
I wonder why Chuck's so late getting back. I'd like to get down the mountain before dark.
He should have been here at least 1 hour ago.
I suppose Tim is going to leave with us.
We have not much transport, Miss Ruth. Why don't you take a chance and stay with him?
You don't understand, Frenchy.
I do, but sometimes le bon Dieu is kind. And I think that Grand-Mère Brigitte would have wanted...
Wait a minute, Frenchy.
What is it?
Oh, I see it now. I see it. Red. He has the payroll in Tim's duffel. He has Tim knocked out and tied up. by the fork on the way down the mountain. And Chuck is trussed up just below the big flume where it spills into the catch basin. He'll drive Tim unconscious into the ravine and send Chuck to die, ground up in the logs in the catch basin. It'll look as if Tim killed him for the payroll.
Sacre Dieu, he must die.
Frenchy, go get the rest of the jacks and save Tim, Frenchy. I'll go get Chuck free.
You crazy Red.
Like a fox, Chuck. Ain't no woman gonna make a sucker out of Red Pelly. She turned me down for Jason. Well, I took care of him. Climb.
Climb? Up to the sluice? Why?
I'm sorry, Chuck, but I gotta set this up just right.
What are you going to do with Tim's axe?
I'm gonna bury it right in your skull, Chuck, so nobody has any doubts as to who...
Oh, no. No, you're not, Red.
Roseanne, how'd you get up here?
Many's the time as a kid when the logs weren't running, I've shooted down the flume. From the camp right to this station. Oh, I knew I had to move fast to stop you.
You can't. It's too late. I've burned all my bridges behind me. Now, worst of all, it's got to be you, too.
Oh, but you can't touch me, Red. I have the gift.
The gift?
I turned the tree aside to save Tim, and I held you back from stomping him. All with the help of God, and now I'm going to stop you again. Run, Chuck. Run.
But you...
No, he can't touch me.
I'm sorry it has to be this way, Ruth Ann. From the beginning, when you first come, you was all I wanted. But you turned me down.
What are you doing?
I'm going to open a sluice gate. There's 600,000 board feet of logs already on the way down. And we're going with the first that comes. If I can't have you, no one else can.
Hey, you hear me?
I hear you.
You touch Roseanne, I'll kill you.
Ain't none of the three of us going to stay alive. Come on up.
You put down that axe, Red.
Until I take your fight. Go, Roseanne.
Give it alone, Frenchy. I've got a squeeze.
Damn you, I'll split your skull.
Watch him. He has your axe.
Hang on, Rose. I've got a peavy pole. All right, Red. You want to give up? We have 2 men on the platform, Frenchy. We need roll.
Hey, damn you. Oh, you right me.
Let go of the peavy, Tim. He's got you with him.
The logs carried him right down the flume and over and into the catch basin. He was ground to pieces. I'm sure glad you're safe, Annie.
Are you still going?
Well, Red is dead, but nothing between us has changed.
One big thing has.
What?
When I thought I had the power to stop Red, I found I didn't, Tim. I just had to rely on myself and hang on to the axe that he was trying to swing down on you.
Are you telling me?
The gift's gone. I don't have to be afraid anymore. It's a new life.
It sure is.
What did you call me back then?
Annie. That's a new name for a new life. And the one that's going to be my wife's. Come on, Annie Farrell. Kiss me, if you like the name.
Anything you want to give me is just exactly what I like.
Think of all the gifts you personally may have lost in your time, and how much you mourned them. Then think of the dread, oppressive gift that Ruth Ann lost, and celebrate it with her. Sometimes I do have stories to tell you that end with that fond, childish phrase, and so they lived happily ever after. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
The preceding Mystery Theater program was furnished by the CBS Radio Network. This is WOR New York, an RKO General Station.
The CBS Radio Mystery Theater presents I'm E.G. Marshall. I don't know if you've ever stopped to think about it, but of all the creatures in the animal kingdom, only man, and man alone, will murder his mate simply because she no longer pleases him. True, certain of our friends in fur, fin, or feather will indulge in desertion or even divorce, but murder? For that, you must have the highest degree of culture and civilization. For that, you have to be human.
I must know what I can do, Doctor, to keep myself from killing my wife.
Why do you want to kill her?
I don't want to kill her.
Well, then, what makes you think you're going to?
I've been told I'm going to do it.
By whom?
I've been told unmistakably and in no uncertain terms. And that's what scares me.
But who told you?
Pluto.
Who's Pluto?
A cat.
A cat told you?
Yes. My wife's cat.
Our mystery drama, The Black Cat, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Sam Dan and stars Norman Rose. It is sponsored in part by Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, brewers of Budweiser, and by the Kellogg Company, makers of Kellogg's Special K cereal. I'll be back shortly with Act One.
Can you really tell the future by reading my palm, Madame Xanadu?
Have faith, and let me have your left hand. Ah, yes, I see very clearly.
What do you see, Madame Xanadu? Tell me what you see.
You will meet a tall, good-looking man.
I will?
Yes, a tall, good-looking man who will make you very happy.
Oh.
He is from the Internal Revenue Service.
The Internal Revenue Service?
Yes, and he has many, many free publications for you, ranging from business expenses and child care to sick pay and retirement income. One of those publications may solve your tax problem and make you very happy.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Here, what do you see in my other palm?
It says here you can get any of those free publications at your IRS district office.
You know, when tax time rolls around, I need help. That's why I was really glad to hear about CIT's income tax service. It's beautiful. For just a $5 minimum charge, they take care of all the headaches connected with taxes. CIT's tax service is fast, computerized, and accurate, and they'll figure out your biggest tax savings under the law. Not only that, if you need cash, you can check out a CIT Uniloan at the same time. CIT's income tax service. Why not go see them today? 'Cause whenever you need money, come in or telephone. Ask a man at CIT for a Uniloan. CIT makes money happen. Takes care of your taxes, too.
Consider the act of murder. Popular opinion has it the majority of killers are ruthless, cold-blooded, devoid of pity. But the facts tell a different tale. Statistics reveal most murderers are neither brutal nor savage. The record shows you don't have to be a devil or a demon or even a criminal. Experience teaches a killer could be any one of us. Given the time, the place, the provocation, it could be you. It could be I. And it could even be Philip Sterling.
Sylvia says you want to see me, Mr. Fenris.
That's right, Phil.
Well?
I have a simple statement to make. A brief 13-word announcement.
I had no idea you measured out your words.
They should add up to 13. It happens to be an unlucky statement as far as you're concerned.
Suppose you end the suspense, Mr. Fenris. What is this historic pronouncement,
If you marry my daughter,
I will cut her off without a cent.
Yes, it does add up to 13 words.
And you'd better believe him.
Well, then I have no choice. I'll break the engagement. I certainly can't marry Sylvia if she has no money.
Why, you unprincipled scoundrel.
Mr. Fenris, while I may be a scoundrel, I do have principles.
You admit you want to marry Sylvia for her money?
What other reason could I possibly have?
Well, of all the
don't sputter at me, Mr. Fenris. After all, it's your fault.
What, my fault?
Without question. Had you been a better father, more loving, more attentive, you would have raised a more attractive daughter.
Well, I'll have you thrown out of here.
Consider Sylvia calmly, objectively. She's immature. She's naive. She's hopelessly romantic. She's careless. That's my word. Others would say sloppy about her weight, about her appearance. It's your fault. Your fault, all of it.
I'll have you know I gave my daughter everything.
You gave her only what money could buy. And in addition to everything else, she has that damn black cat, that Pluto, and she pretends she can talk with it.
But she's kind. She's gentle.
Of course. Otherwise, she'd be unbearable.
Why am I even discussing this? Get out of here.
Face the facts. You're 75 years old.
70.
How much longer can you live? 10, 15 years? With Sylvia, she'll still be under 40. And the money, all of it hers, to squander as she sees fit. And you know she'll be the natural target of every sharp-shooting fortune hunter.
I told you to get out.
You say that one more time, and I will. Oh, be practical, Mr. Fenris. I'm the best hope you've got. Because all I want to do with her money, your money, is enjoy it. I'm not burning to build empires. I only want to live comfortably. And on your money, I can. And, well, I even happen to like Sylvia. Just enough to put up with her.
I think you must be the devil himself.
Well, better the devil you know than the devil you might get. Oh, it's ironic, isn't it? 2 minutes ago, you were scared stiff I'd marry Sylvia. Now you're absolutely petrified I won't.
Daddy? Oh, please. Pluto and I simply couldn't wait any longer. Daddy, you do approve of Phil. You do, don't you?
Sylvia, I have a 4-word statement to make. Bless you, my children.
Oh, hey. Who set that thing?
Good morning, Phil, darling. I did.
You did? What for?
We have to be up and about.
At 5:45 in the morning?
Oh, I intend to make your breakfast.
I never ate breakfast.
Well, you should. You should. Gets the day off to a glorious start.
Well, it's not as if I'll be swinging a pick and shovel.
Well, maybe you should. Oh, Pluto's up. Would you get out of bed, Phil, darling, and let him in?
Yes, dear.
Oh, isn't he just the sweetest thing in the world?
Yes, he sure is.
Now, what were we talking about?
Picks and shovels and hearty breakfasts. A combination guaranteed to make me ill.
Phil, you don't know a thing about the construction business.
I never claimed I did. I was honest with your father.
But then why did you accept a job with a plush office and a secretary?
Because I honestly intend to learn the business.
Then that's why you should walk into Daddy's office and say, Sir, the only way to learn this business is from the ground up.
Well,
Well, you know I'm right. And besides, Pluto thinks it's a splendid idea.
Pluto thinks?
Oh, of course he does, don't you, Pluto? Matter of fact, Pluto and I discussed it last night.
Sylvia.
Why can't you believe Pluto and I talk together?
Because to talk means to exchange words, and Pluto cannot.
No, dear. To talk together means to exchange thoughts. And that's what we do, Pluto and I.
How?
Well, you look Pluto in the eye, and then you beam your thoughts at him, and he just beams his thoughts back at you. That's talking, that's communicating, isn't it?
Well...
I looked into Pluto's eyes, and he looked into mine, and he just beamed that idea about the way you could learn Dad's business right into my head. So, don't you see? You have Pluto to thank for it.
Yeah. Thanks, Pluto. All my life, I hated work. Put in an August day on a road building crew. under a relentless sun that beats down. The heat shimmers off that concrete at about 115 degrees. And you will know what punishment is.
Phil, darling, where does it hurt?
Everywhere.
Well, a little gentle massage will ease those aches.
No, nothing. Nothing will ever relieve these pains.
Pluto says you'll get used to it.
Yeah, well, you just tell Pluto for me that I will never get used to it.
You will. Let Pluto tell you himself. Will you tell him, Pluto, dear?
Oh, come on, Sylvia.
You say that you won't get used to that kind of work. You just beam that thought into Pluto's eyes.
Sylvia, my back hurts. I'm in no mood
will give you inspiration and courage. You just look into Pluto's eyes. Come on, Pluto. Yep, up on the bed, jump. That's it. Now, look into Phil's eyes. Don't you feel Pluto's thoughts coming into your mind?
I don't know what color a cat's eye is supposed to be. But suddenly I was staring into a kaleidoscope of brilliant hues. Flaming reds, freezing greens, burning yellows, icy blues, all of them shifting, twisting, trying to form into shapes. And there was this terribly taut feeling of tension, as if the entire kaleidoscope were trying to dissolve into a scene. And finally, the way a bubble bursts, all the colors blended into that one icy blue. That icy blue became two of the coldest, frostiest eyes I'd ever seen in my life. The eyes of a sharp-faced man in a black robe, and he was talking to me.
Philip Frederick Sterling, have you anything to say before the sentence of this court is passed upon you?
I didn't do it. I swear I didn't. I couldn't kill anyone. I'm not made that way. You must believe me. I'm not a killer.
You shall be in prison at the state penitentiary.
No, you can't do it. I'm innocent.
Until the 3rd day of April.
No, no.
Shall be.
What did you do? What did you do to Pluto?
Huh? I didn't do anything to Pluto.
He saw something in your eyes.
Oh, what could he have seen?
The future.
The future?
Yes. He saw the future, and it frightened him. Oh, he's terrified. And so are you.
Me? What are you talking about? I'm not...
Why are you shaking all over?
Who's...
You are. Phil. What did you see in Pluto's eyes?
Nothing.
But Phil...
I said I saw nothing. I could say that to her, Doctor, but not to myself, because I had seen something. A courtroom, a judge, a jury, a defendant, and of course that defendant was me.
Go on, Mr. Sterling.
I wasn't imagining this, Doctor. I looked into the eyes of that cat, and I saw...
Yes, you saw that you were being convicted of murder and sentenced by a judge.
You don't think I'm crazy?
Crazy has many connotations. Whether or not you're crazy, as you put it, is irrelevant here.
But why should I see such a scene?
I think you know why.
Oh, I don't.
I say you do.
Please, Doctor, tell me why.
It's because you want to kill your wife.
That's ridiculous.
No, it's true.
Well, why would I want to kill my wife?
Why did you marry her?
For her money.
So far, you haven't been able to spend 1 cent of her money.
Oh, I'm willing to wait.
And work on a road gang?
What do you suggest?
If I were you, I would leave her.
Why?
You made a bad bargain. You thought you'd fall in soft. It isn't happening. You're beginning to resent her. Already the thought of murder is rattling around in your subconscious.
Now, look, the old man is worth millions. She gets all of it. Oh, no, I can't walk out on that.
Well, then reconcile yourself to the road gang.
I have to, I will.
darling, reach down and pat Pluto's head.
Huh?
He's forgiven you.
For what?
For scaring him the other day.
Oh, poor Pluto. Come here, boy.
Now you see how he likes you?
Well, I like him, too. We're pals, aren't we, Pluto?
Do you think you could talk to each other again?
Oh, sure. How are things, Pluto, baby?
No, I mean really talk. Look into his eyes.
Oh, that.
Look into them, Phil. Maybe Pluto has something to tell you.
Well, okay.
Talk to Phil, Pluto. Talk to him.
Once again, I looked into Pluto's eyes. Deep into his eyes. Once again, the colors surged and swirled. Reds, greens, blues, yellows. Boiling, burning. And suddenly, all the roiling motion stopped. As if it were frozen. And the icy blue predominated. And once again, I was staring into those two icy blue eyes. The eyes that belonged to the sharp-faced man in the jet black robe.
In all my years on the bench, I've never encountered murder so foul.
I didn't do it.
I must warn the prisoner. If he insists on interrupting...
But I didn't do it.
The fiendishness of this act...
I couldn't do it.
Only a month...
No.
As the poet said, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. He might have added, I am the ruler of my mind. It's an interesting project Phil Sterling has set up for himself. Talk out the bad, talk in the good. Drive murder out of his brain and coax love into his heart. If such a thing can be done, it will happen when I return shortly with Act 2.
St. Louis.
Occasional acid indigestion and heartburn can be more than just acid alone. Often there's trapped gas, too. That's what we call gassed indigestion. Digel is made for gassed indigestion because Digel is different. It does more. Digel reduces excess acid while its patented simethicone gets rid of trapped gas fast. Use only as directed. Digel for gassed indigestion. No plain antacid can do what Digel can.
Of all the leading laxatives, only one, Phenamint, is a gentle chewing gum laxative, and for a very good reason. It's pleasant to take. Phenamint goes into your system gradually, little by little, and after Phenamint has entered your system, it begins to work gently, predictably, to relieve occasional irregularity. Phenamint, the gentle chewing gum laxative. Like all medicines, take only as directed.
If, as they say, you can see the entire universe in a single drop of water, why is it unreasonable to suppose that Philip Sterling can see the future in the eyes of a cat? Phil is not only convinced he can see his future, he is also certain he can change it.
For the better, naturally.
Sylvia, call Pluto in here.
Oh, darling, he's very frightened.
Call him in.
Well, I'm not sure that I should.
I need him.
You what?
Sylvia, you're the one who insisted on having the word obey in the marriage ceremony. Call Pluto in here.
Pluto. Pluto. It's all right, baby.
Yes. Here, Pluto.
Oh, up on Phil's lap. Oh. That's it.
Yes. I want to look into his eyes.
Oh, I don't think it's wise.
Well, I have my reasons.
All right. Pluto, Phil wants to talk to you. Pluto, talk to Phil.
Once again, I looked into Pluto's eyes, and I saw nothing. Absolutely nothing at all. What do you say to that, Dr. Myers? Murder? If it was ever in there, I drove it out of my mind. I drove all thoughts of murder out of my mind.
Look, Pluto's smiling.
Of course.
And you. You're smiling, too.
I'm smiling because I love you.
Oh, Phil, what's got into you lately?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all.
Keep to your left. Keep to your left. Keep to your left. Come on. There's plenty of room. Come on, keep moving.
Oh, my God, it can't be, but it is. Gwen, look.
It's Phil.
Phil, baby, is this for real?
Phil, darling.
Oh, wait till the gang hears about this.
Oh, hi, Gwenny. Bruce.
Phil, darling, I never knew you had such muscle.
What happened, Phil? Did your father-in-law lose all his money?
Look, you're holding up traffic.
Is this what Marian Seldes?
I'll explain it some other time. Get moving. Get moving, or I'll catch it from my foreman.
Everything go all right today?
Oh, sure.
You haven't said a word all during dinner.
Well, I'm just tired.
Well, I know you're not used to hard work, but you'll see. You'll find it so rewarding.
Oh, sure.
I have a surprise for you. Aren't you going to ask me what it is?
Okay.
It's Dad's wedding gift. You know what he wants to give us? A house.
A house?
A house of our very own. He wants to give us the house on Rogers Cove.
The big one?
Yep, the big one with the boat landing, the tennis court.
Well, that is a gift.
I turned it down.
You what?
I turned it down.
But, Sylvia, why?
Because we can't afford it.
We can't afford it.
Not on your salary. You don't know how hard I had to work to restrain my father.
From doing what?
Well, he wants to give us everything right away. Now, think of that, what it would do to you. It would absolutely rob you of your initiative.
Sylvia, we shouldn't insult your father by,
All in good time, darling. Our first home should be a modest ranch house, or would you prefer a split level? In a development with other young couples like ourselves.
But, darling...
Well, Phil, I had a long talk about it with Pluto.
With Pluto?
He'll show you the wisdom of it. Pluto, go to Phil.
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Sylvia. Sylvia, I must tell you, I love you.
Of course you do.
I love you. My only desire is to protect you, to keep you from harm.
Now, Pluto. Phil wants to talk with you.
Once again, I looked into those eyes. Once again, the whirl of almost blinding colors. But this time, something was different. In the struggle among the blues, the yellows, the greens, and the reds, the bright crimson reds, they were winning out. Everything was red. Flowing red. Blood red. Red blood on a pale white face. Blood on Sylvia's face.
Phil, please. Don't hit me. Oh, Phil, please.
I told you. I warned you.
Phil, no.
my life. All my friends laugh at me.
I love you, Phil. Oh, please don't hit me again.
Get up. I'm not through.
Oh.
Get up. Sylvia. Sylvia.
Phil, honestly, you have the most violent conversations with Pluto. Oh, no, Pluto. Everything's all right. Phil, what were you and Pluto talking about?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Where are you going?
Out.
Oh, I'll come with you.
No.
Oh.
Sylvia, can't you understand? Sometimes a man just wants to be by himself, that's all.
Of course, darling, I understand. We understand, don't we, Pluto? Yes.
You want to go back to the party?
Maybe later. It's much cozier here.
I must say, absence does make the heart grow fonder.
Oh, I missed you, Gwenny.
Oh, Phil, how do you stand it?
Oh, I have fantastic powers of endurance. That is, I hope I do.
You know, what with her talking to that cat and everything else, maybe you could get her committed to, you know, an asylum. After all, she is crazy.
Oh, no. Only poor people are crazy. Rich people are eccentric.
Phil, I'm worried about you.
Oh, don't be. I will be fabulously wealthy one day.
Is that all there is to it?
That's all there ever was for me.
I don't like what it's doing to you.
Oh, come on, Gwen. What's it doing to me?
Well, you're not the same. You were always so happy-go-lucky.
Well, that might have been just a pose.
No, there's something new inside of you.
Really? What?
A kind of violence.
Violence? I'm allergic to violence.
You think so?
You know what I always say. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Violence? Why, I can't even...
Don't protest so much, Phil. It shows.
How?
When we ran into you on the road, Bruce and I, we started to kid you. You turned livid.
I don't remember.
You were trembling with rage.
That's your imagination.
You tried to hide it.
Well, maybe you're right. There are times when I could just...
When you could just what?
Kill her. You know, it scares me. I never felt that way before. About anybody. If I stay with her, I know that I'll kill her. And then... Then, what good is the money?
Oh, that's delicious.
Have another helping, Dad.
You know, Phil, she used to break the heart of every chef I'd hire. These fellas all had international reputations, but she'd just walk into the kitchen and whip up a little dish and put them all to shame.
Daddy, the preparation of food is a personal, intimate thing. Oh, we shouldn't hire strangers to do it. Don't you agree, Phil?
I've never seen Phil so quiet.
That's right. Darling, both you and Pluto haven't said a word all evening.
Well, I don't know about Pluto, but I am preparing a statement.
Oh, that sounds serious.
It's a very important statement.
Now, that's a coincidence. I, too, have a statement. May I?
Of course.
Phil, you've absolutely exceeded all my expectations. You've been an excellent husband to Sylvia. You've been conscientious on the job. And so, therefore, I have a 7-word statement. Odd that it should add up to 7 because it's a lucky statement, and, well, here it is. I have included you in my will.
Oh, Daddy. Oh, that's wonderful. Isn't it wonderful, Pluto?
I know now, Phil, that you'll succeed in the business. One day, they'll all be yours.
Oh, Phil, did you hear that?
Oh, yes. Yes, I heard it.
Well, now that Daddy has made his statement, what was yours?
What was mine? I was ready to say 4 simple words. I want a divorce. However, at that moment, it seemed like a stupid thing to do. I happened to glance at Pluto. He was looking up at me. His eyes were wide, and I could see the colors swirling again. But this time, the yellows, the bright flaming yellows, overwhelmed the others. And then, the yellow turned softer and began to gleam like gold. Solid gold. Oh, what a fool I would be to throw away a chance to own one of the largest construction companies in America. I looked at Sylvia. I would simply have to love her. That's all. Love her so earnestly, so devotedly that I wouldn't have the inclination to kill her. Huh. The problem was solved.
Aren't you going to make your statement, Phil?
Well, as it turns out, I really don't have one.
You're playing a dangerous game. All your instincts tell you to get out. But suddenly, the stakes are raised to dizzying heights. What do? Phil Sterling has decided to stand pat. But how strong is his hand? Losers and winners in this game of life and death will be determined when I return shortly with Act 3.
And now another tale of the ball and chain. At Kellogg's Special K presents
the good, the bad, and the heavy.
Why is that cowboy wearing a ball and chain?
Because carrying around extra pounds can be just like carrying around a ball and chain.
How symbolic.
What will it be, senor?
Give me the Special K breakfast.
Here you go. One Special K, skim milk, orange juice, and coffee. Say, don't I know you from someplace?
You probably don't recognize me with my ball and chain. I used to be 10 pounds lighter, but I'm getting back that way by exercising and eating smart at every meal. Starting with this here Special K breakfast.
What's so special?
It's less than 240 calories, 99% fat-free, and delicious. It's going to help me get rid of this here ball and chain.
I bet your horse will be glad to hear that.
Another ball and chain. Fight but dust.
Your happy ending could begin with the Kellogg's Special K breakfast.
That's Kellogg's Special K.
That's right.
Good night.
When you put out good money for a homeowner's policy, you're buying the service that agent's going to give you the first time that you have a claim.
State Farm agent Gabe Franco, Fort Collins, Colorado, talks about homeowners insurance.
State Farm has always been synonymous with good service. But the amazing thing is that you get that kind of service without a big price. State Farm has a reputation for low rates. Nowadays, when a guy has a budget to watch, that's more important than ever. You have to make sure that you get the best deal for your dollar. And so you see, you get the kind of service you need for a homeowner's policy and some real financial advantages, too, and that's hard to beat.
State Farm Fire and Casualty is number 1 in homeowners insurance because of low rates and outstanding service. Good reasons to see your nearby State Farm agent now.
Should love be a random, subjective thing, completely beyond our conscious control? Why can't we say, she is the logical person for me to love? Phil Sterling is determined to love his wife, because if he can't, he knows he will have to kill her.
Oh, darling, let's quit for the night.
Oh, I can mix a batch of cement and start on the wall if you want me to.
You work hard all day. Then you come home at night, and I make you work in the basement.
Oh, well, I don't mind.
Come on upstairs, wash up.
No, I'd just as soon keep working and finish this.
Oh, but not tonight, Phil. I asked the Conways over for coffee.
The Conways?
Well, they really are such lovely people.
Well, he's a bore.
Phil?
And she's such an idiot.
Phil, you have to be friendly with your neighbors.
Why?
Oh, darling, don't lose touch with ordinary people.
Well, that's what friends are for.
I just have nobody else to talk to. On the job, at home, the neighbors. I think I'm about ready to flip.
Well, Phil, you could always leave.
I can't. You know, you hear people say, I wouldn't do this or that for $1 million, but it's academic. Nobody ever offered them the $1 million. With me. Gwen, with me, the money is there.
It's not quite there.
It's mine. I just have to wait it out. I am in the will. I am in it for 50%. Gwen, you know how much that is?
Mm-hmm.
Besides, he's very old. How much longer can he live?
Oh, Phil, you always were a genius when it came to figuring things.
I wish I knew how to figure this.
Well, you know you can't stay, and you don't have the nerve to leave.
That isn't true.
Been getting any readings from Pluto lately?
Cut it out, Gwen.
I bet you're afraid to look.
Phil, you haven't eaten a thing.
I'm not hungry.
Oh, darling, something's troubling you. Talk to Pluto. You'll feel better.
I don't want to talk to Pluto.
Oh, he's such a comfort. Talk to Phil, Pluto. Yeah.
Sylvia, I love you.
Well, I love you, and Pluto loves you, too. Tell him you love him, Pluto. Well, I know something will cheer you up. Daddy's got the results from his physical today, and he's in the best shape of his life.
He is?
And you deserve all the credit. Because he doesn't have to worry about me anymore. The doctor said Daddy will probably live forever.
Oh, that's great.
Phil, I can tell you're not feeling...
I'm fine.
You're out of sorts. Come on, let Pluto comfort you.
Keep that cat away from me.
Pluto is not that cat. Oh, now you see, you've hurt his feelings.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Tell him you're sorry. Phil wants to apologize, Pluto. Tell him you forgive him.
Once again, I was staring into Pluto's eyes. And into that boiling maelstrom of colors, all I could see now was brown. And it was the brown of the cement in the basement. And on this brown cement was a sharp and pointed mason's trowel. And suddenly, the trowel was in my hand.
No, you killed Pluto!
That's right. Get out of my way.
No!
He's driving me crazy. I have to kill him.
Phil, what's wrong? You're trembling.
It's nothing.
It can't be nothing.
I'm going out.
Again? Where?
For a walk.
Where do you always go on these walks?
Nowhere. I just walked. Now stop nagging. I don't know what I would do without you, Gwen.
Good old Gwen. Comfy as a pair of old shoes. Ready as a candlestick. Reliable, dependable. There when you need me.
Well, it's true.
Well, congratulate me. I'm getting married.
Huh? Married? Why?
Why? Has it occurred to you I might want a life of my own? Bruce asked me to marry him.
Oh, Bruce.
He may not be much, but he's all mine. And at least he asked me.
Gwen, listen. In just a couple of years, I'll really be rich.
And I hope you'll be very happy.
I'll make it up to you.
As they say in the movies, I guess this is goodbye.
But, Gwen, if I can't see you...
No, Philip. All or nothing. That's what I want. And to be fair, it's what Sylvia wants. Choose between us. Who gets all and who gets nothing.
Well, maybe I would miss Gwen. But not for long. Gwen comes back. She always comes back. My problem, Sylvia. Oh, I have to calm down. Keep your temper. Concentrate on loving Sylvia. Loving Sylvia.
Phil.
Yes, dear.
Pluto and I have a question to ask you.
Oh, what is it?
Who is Gwen?
What did you say?
I think you heard me. He heard me, didn't he, Pluto?
Meow.
Who is Gwen?
Well, Gwen is a girl I used to know.
When did you last see her?
Now, look, what is
I'd
this?
like an answer.
Sylvia, who told you about Gwen?
Who do you think? Pluto.
What does Pluto know?
Everything. You're in love with her, aren't you?
No.
Don't lie to me.
I am telling you the truth.
You can lie to me, but you can't lie to Pluto.
Sylvia, now listen to me. I am telling you the truth. I love you.
Oh, tell that to Pluto. I dare you to tell that to Pluto.
Pluto, that mangy cat. Hey, where are you going?
Home.
You're home now.
No, I'm going home to my father. I never want to see you again.
That damn cat, I'll kill him.
Pluto, please, don't. Run, Pluto. Run.
Oh, that stupid cat. Look, he ran down to the basement, Sylvia. He can't get away now. I've got you cornered, you stupid cat.
Dodge him. Pluto, dodge him.
You can't get away. You won't get away.
Phil, you're mad. Put down that trowel.
Stand still. Stand still, you stupid beast. You've got nowhere to go.
Here, Pluto. Here, come to me. Come, I'll protect you.
Sylvia, let go of that cat. You give me Pluto.
No.
I won't have any peace. I won't have any sanity until I kill him.
No, Phil, no.
Let go of him.
No.
Sylvia. No. Sylvia! They were both dead. I had killed them. Both. My temper had gotten the best of me. Yes. I had to think fast. Think. First, I built a wall of cinder blocks and cement. I had everything there to do it. And then I placed her and Pluto behind it. And finally, I painted the wall and the entire basement. So there were no signs of fresh construction. I washed away every bloodstain from the floor, and from my hands, from my clothes. The place was absolutely spotless. And then I assumed a new role, and I played it to perfection. The worried husband.
What could have happened to her, Phil?
I don't know. Oh, I'm scared. How could she just disappear?
You two weren't quarreling, were you?
What, Sylvia and I?
Yeah, I know. The lovebirds.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm scared of. She has all kinds of, weird ideas. And, what with that cat? Who knows? Maybe she just wandered off.
Well, we'll find her. You have to be brave, son.
Oh, I just couldn't get along without her, Dad. My only worry was the will, but I was still in it. So that worry was unnecessary. And actually, I was in it bigger and better than before. Maybe I should have killed her sooner. Yes?
Mr. Sterling?
I'm Mr. Sterling.
We're police officers.
Oh?
May we come in? I'm Lieutenant Haley. Sergeant Miller.
Yes.
Detective Krause.
What can I do for you, gentlemen?
Your wife has been reported missing.
Yes, that's right.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
My father-in-law and I wrote out a deposition. He's Frank J. Fenris, a very influential man.
So I've heard. Your wife disappeared last Tuesday night.
Oh, yes.
Mr. and Mrs. Conway, your next-door neighbors, report they heard sounds of arguing.
Did they?
Mrs. Conway characterized it as a fight.
Mrs. Conway is a fool.
But did you have a fight with your wife?
Certainly. Don't you ever fight with your wife, Lieutenant?
Do you have any idea where your wife might be now?
Lieutenant, do you suspect me of doing away with Sylvia?
No, sir.
I don't like the tone of your voice. And I don't like the look on your face either.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's that cynical, know-it-all cop look. Yes. You figure that I killed her.
Mr. Sterling, I'm sorry if we seem to irritate you, but our job requires that we ask questions.
So what did I do, Lieutenant? Kill her and hide her body?
Nobody said that, sir.
Then why are you here?
To search the house.
Now, I know my rights. For that, you need a warrant.
We have a warrant.
Oh. Well, go ahead.
Jim, Otto, look around.
Well, Lieutenant, any corpses in the closets?
Will you show us to the basement?
The basement?
Yes. You have one?
Well, of course we do. Just follow me.
Jim? Anything? Otto? Mr. Sterling, I'm sorry we put you to so much trouble. Something the matter, Mr. Sterling? Mr. Sterling?
Huh? No, I'm all right.
Are you ill? You look so pale. Now, I know this must be a difficult time for you, Mr. Sterling.
Yes, it is.
Well, we're through here. Are you sure you're all right?
Oh, yes. I'm just fine.
Well, goodbye, sir.
Oh, goodbye.
You know, it's funny. I hear a cat. He must be right in this room, but I don't see him.
A cat? A cat? What cat?
You mean you don't hear that cat? Why, he's behind that wall. He has to be behind that wall.
Pluto. Oh, no. It can't be Pluto. He's dead.
Otto, Jim, get some tools. We're going to break down that wall.
He's dead. I killed him. Why isn't he dead?
Why? The answer is simple, and it's also the moral of our story, which is, a man is ill-advised to fool with a cat. Why? Because a man only has one life, while a cat has 9. And at this point in time, Philip Frederick Sterling has no lives at all, while Pluto still has 8. I'll be back shortly.
Young I may be, but still I'm a man. Just turned 18 and I'll do what I can to find me a place where I can be me. Get ready for life, be free and see. Where do I go from here? Oh, where do I go from here? I finished school, but what lies ahead? Don't want to get trapped, want to feel free instead. All over the world, there's so much to do. The call of the sea, don't you hear it too? Where do I go from here? Oh, where do I go from here?
What about the new Navy? You'll get your chance at success, learn an exciting job, and see the world. Call toll-free 800-841-8000. That's 800-841-8000. Or see your Navy recruiter. Be someone special in the new Navy.
I know where I'm going from here.
What we're doing on this show is bringing back some of the best of the good old days. And a good old expression used to be, the cat's meow. Mom and Dad use it all the time, even though they didn't exactly know what it meant. Well, after this tale, we know. Our cast included Norman Rose, Marian Seldes, Robert Dryden, Joe DeSantis, and Evie Juster. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. And now, a preview of our next tale.
3 times on different expeditions we have excavated with no success. This time we have managed to isolate the mastaba itself, in spite of every kind of miserable luck. Cave-ins, men injured, crews deserting.
But at last, within the next few days, I'm convinced the entrance will be found.
Oh, how exciting, how wonderful for you. And Hasiba, I hope she isn't a disappointment. Was she really so beautiful, do you think?
Incredibly. Her face shamed the shining sun, and the day was lit up by the light of her countenance.
You know, you sound as though you'd actually seen her.
I have.
You have?
Oh, yes, my dear. For every description fits you.
Radio Mystery Theater was sponsored in part by Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, brewers of Budweiser, and by the Kellogg Company, makers of Kellogg's Special K cereal. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
Thank you for listening to and showing your support for my podcast. If you would like to receive notifications of when new episodes are posted, please subscribe to my channel. Subscriptions are 100% free, and they really help me get an idea of how I'm doing. Well, hope you enjoyed, and until next time, stay safe, wish you well, and as always, peace.